lungs. So they will be leading to the lungs. Then system where exchange of respiratory gases occur. So in the bronchioles, so the narrowest airways of lungs that deliver air to exchange of the gases to the lungs. Alveolar ducts, a network of smaller branches leading from the bronchi into the lung tissue and ultimately to the air sac. And at last, the alveoli is a place where the oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged, or we can say that enter and exit of the bloodstream will be there through the oxygen and carbon dioxide. So now the next process we will be learning is about the breathing. So when we talk about the breathing, it involves two things. The first thing is inhalation and the second thing is the exhalation. So inhalation and exhalation are the two processes which combines or which goes on simultaneously during the process of breathing. Inhalation, it is a taking in air rich in oxygen. So when we breathe in, so what we will do, we will be taking the air which is rich in oxygen, and this is what we called as the inhalation. It occurs due to contraction of muscles attached to the ribs. So if in the question it comes like why inhalation occurs, the answer will be it occurs due to the contraction of muscles which are attached to the ribs. So with the ribs, some muscles will be attached. So due to the contraction of those muscles, it happens. This lifts ribs and flatten the diaphragm. So because of this, what happened? The diaphragm will become flattened. So you can see in the first picture. So when the person is breathing in, the diaphragm is becoming flat, and due to which it increases the volume of the thoracic cavity. So this thoracic cavity will start contracting, and hence the pressure inside the thoracic cavity decreases, and the air rushes inside the lungs. So as we will be taking the air into the through the nose, then what happens? The diaphragm will get flattened and the lungs will start expanding. Because of that, more air will go inside them. At the same time, it's opposite in the case of the exhalation. It is expelling of the air which is rich in CO2. It occurs due to relaxation of the muscles attached to the ribs. So in the inhalation, it happens due to the contraction of the muscles, whereas in the exhalation, it happens due to the relaxation of the muscles and diaphragms. And in this case, the diaphragm will become dome-shaped. This decreases the volume of the thoracic cavity and decreases the air pressure, and it expels the air out of lungs. So since the diaphragm will come to the original space, so whatever the air is there inside the lungs will start moving out. So that is what it happens in the case of the inhalation and exhalation. This is a kind of an important part, very important part. Within the lungs, alveoli provide a surface where the exchange of gases can take place. The walls of alveoli contain extensive network of blood vessels, which are called as capillaries. So you should know, what does the wall of alveoli contain? They contain the network of blood vessels called as the capillaries. So capillaries will be there. The capillaries bring carbon dioxide rich blood from the rest of the body for release into the alveoli. So these blood vessels called as capillaries, what do? They will be bringing the CO2 rich blood from the body to the alveoli. And at the same time, the oxygen in the lungs is taken up by the blood in the alveolar blood vessels to be transported to all these cells. So whatever the oxygen is present there, through the lungs, they will be transporting it to the other parts of the body wherever it is required. So how this is happening? Because of the blood capillaries. When the body size of animal is large, the diffusion pressure alone cannot take care of oxygen delivery to all parts of the body. Again, a very important question. So two methods are there, like either the animal can breathe directly through the skin or through the body, and second part is like when they have the kind of system, well, like the respiratory system. Amoeba, they can do the respiration process directly from the body. So that is what we call as diffusion. So movement of the gases directly from the surface of the body is called as diffusion. Whereas in us, if we try that our skin should breathe, can it do it? No, it cannot do it. Because if we try also, the our body is very, very complex structure. they cannot take it, they cannot absorb it. At the same time, they cannot release the carbon dioxide gas also. So instead, what do we have? We have the respiratory pigment. What is the name of the respiratory pigment? What is the name of the respiratory pigment?
Ma'am, hemoglobin.
Correct. Hemoglobin. Keep in mind, we have a respiratory pigment called as hemoglobin. And this hemoglobin contains the element called as Fe. What is Fe? What is the name of the element Fe?
And
Huh?
SE, right?
Fe. Capital F E, small e.
Iron.
Iron.
Children, you all have learned chemistry? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You all have learned it, right? So there you might have learned about the elements, right? Calcium, potassium, sodium, iron also, Fe, the symbols you have learned it. Chyan, have you learned those symbols and the element name? Yes, Chyan. Abhigya, have you learned those elements name? Okay, that's good.
Ma'am.
So those elements are very important actually. So what happened in the blood? We have the iron. That is why you might have, when you go for the checkup and all, they will be saying hemoglobin is less. How they will be saying hemoglobin is less? They will be noticing about the iron. So if the amount of that iron is present in good amount, then only they will be saying hemoglobin is high amount. Otherwise, it goes to the less amount. So due to the presence of the iron, it is happening. Okay, and blood appear red in color because of the hemoglobin, and hemoglobin has an element called as the iron. So this question is also very important. Name the element which is present in the hemoglobin. So the answer is directly iron. Or you can, if you are not remembering this word, you can write capital F and small e, which is a symbol of the iron. So they will have a pigment instead of that, instead of diffusion process, they will have the respiratory pigment that takes up oxygen from the air in the lungs, and then they carry it to the tissue where they are lack in oxygen. So wherever the deficiency of oxygen is there, they will be carrying. Who will be carrying? Hemoglobin. So hemoglobin will be carrying that oxygen to the place wherever it is required. In human beings, the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, which has a very high affinity for oxygen. So high affinity for oxygen means easily with the oxygen they can bind up. So this is a very, very important characteristic of the hemoglobin, that they can combine easily with the oxygen, and then they can transport the oxygen to the various part wherever it is needed. So this question also, it comes frequently, that name the pigment which is present in the uh, respiratory system. The answer is the hemoglobin. And why? What kind of high affinity it has? For which kind of the element it has the high affinity? So the answer will be oxygen. So for oxygen, they have the high affinity. So that is about the breathing, and that is about the mechanism of it. Now coming to the next part is the last part of the respiration, which is the respiration, the plants and the other organisms. So till now we have studied about the humans, in humans how it is happening and which all parts are involved. Now we have the respiration in plants. So diffusion is the method by which exchange of gases takes place through stomata. So in the plants, what do they have? They have the stomata, and through the stomata they will be exchanging the gases. So who controls the opening and closing of the stomata? What is the name of the cell? Who controls it?
Guard cell.
Right, guard cells. So guard cell will be regulating the opening and closing of the stomata. So when the water goes inside the guard cell, they get open up, and when the water goes out, they get shrink. So through the stomata and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all the cells are in direct contact with the air. The stomata in the leaf and lenticels in the hard and woody stems are the respiratory organ. So when we talk about the leaves, the stomata will be helping for the respiration of gases, whereas in the hard and woody stem, or I can say in the trees, in the stem of the trees, the lenticels help in the exchange of gases. So if you write the word stomata for the woody stem, the answer will be wrong. So keep in mind lenticels. So lenticels will be helping them. All parts of the plants respire, but the main respiratory organ of the plant is leaf. So gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide enters leaf through the stomata. So during daytime, photosynthesis and respiration take place simultaneously. However, photosynthesis is the more vigorous of the two processes. So if we compare the photosynthesis and the respiration, the photosynthesis plays a very, very important role, and it happens more frequently in the plants. So during daytime, photosynthesis takes place in the leaf. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is taken in, and oxygen diffuses out of the leaf through the stomata. So directly the stomatas, they will be taking in the CO2 and they will be releasing the oxygen gas. Whereas during the night time, photosynthesis does not take place. Oxygen diffuses through the stomata into the leaf, and carbon dioxide and water vapors are given out. So in the night time, they will be doing the opposite thing. So carbon dioxide they will be releasing, and the oxygen they will be taking in. This A point is very, very important. Every year they ask about this. Terrestrial organisms breathe by using the atmospheric oxygen, whereas aquatic organisms take oxygen dissolved in water. So the question for this is, rate of breathing is faster in aquatic organisms. Why so? So rate of breathing is faster in aquatic organisms. Why? So the answer is because the aquatic organisms, they have to take the oxygen which is dissolved in water, and that is why the rate of breathing will be faster in them. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So oxygen level is high in the atmosphere when it is compared to the oxygen in water, and hence terrestrial organisms need not breathe fast. So terrestrial organisms, they will not be breathing faster to obtain oxygen, whereas aquatic organisms need to breathe faster to get required oxygen. So these 3 points are very, very important. The question is, rate of breathing is faster in aquatic organisms. Why? So you will be writing these 3 points. So since the aquatic organisms, they have to use the dissolved oxygen, that is the reason their breathing rate is faster. Am I clear, children? Meher, Sudhamshu, Aryan, Ayonija, Dhriti, Abhinav, Dhairya,
Yes, ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt if you have, you can ask me. Now the next one, respiration in fish. So fishes, they have the gills, right? So respiratory organ of fishes, gills. These gills are connected with blood vessels for exchange of gases. So these are also what? They are also connected to the blood vessels for the exchange of gases. These gills help the aquatic species to utilize the oxygen dissolved in water. Again, the same thing. What they have to do, they have to use the water which is there in the dissolved form, in the form of water. So that is why they have the gills. With the help of the gills, they will be using it. The gills continuously keep on moving and takes the water through its mouth. That is why you might have seen in the fishes, what they will be doing? Continuously, they will be moving that gills, and through that, they will be taking the water into the mouth. As water passes through the thin wall of the gills, the dissolved oxygen move into the blood vessels. So as the water keep on passing through the gills, the oxygen also will be moving into the blood vessels in the form of water. And then it travels through the different cells and tissues of the fishes. The carbon dioxide produced during respiration is brought back by the blood into the gills for expelling out into the surrounding. So whatever the carbon dioxide they are generating, they will be bringing it back into the blood through the gills, and then they will be releasing it into the surrounding water. So that is how the respiration in fishes take place. Now, characteristics of the respiratory surface. First thing, it must be thin. The surface should be thin. Surface should be permeable to the respiratory gases. It must be moist either with water or mucus. It should have a large surface area. And the last one, it must be in direct or indirect contact with the surface of oxygen. So that is about the characteristics of. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt you have in the respiration topic? Yes, Ayonita,
No,
Dhriti,
ma'am.
Siddharth. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Moby guessing no. No doubts. So we are done now with the respiration topic also. So two topics are done, nutrition and respiration. This coming week, you have the respiration topic, okay? Subjective test of the respiration topic. So whatever we have studied, that will be there. Now I am sharing few questions related to this chapter. You need to do those right now, related to the respiration topic only. Just give me a minute.
Ma'am, are we going to discuss them right now, ma'am?
You need to do and then we can discuss. If the time permits, we will be discussing, no issues. Should I write the questions in the chat? Yes, children, should I write the questions in the chat?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'll write the question in the chat. And children, kindly turn on your video. Everybody's video is off except Abhinav. Turn on your video. So first question I have shared with you. Second, I am typing now.
This is homework.
No, right now you should do it.
We should write the answer in chat only, right?
No, no, no. You have to write it in your copy. Second question also I have written. I have sent you. Then one more question I'll give you. Okay, these are the three questions. In the question number one, explain the process of aerobic respiration in mitochondria, and then anaerobic respiration in the yeast cell with the help of the word equation. So you should write the word equation with the formula. Then question number two, explain the process of breathing. So what happens to the lungs? What happened to the thoracic cavity? Whether they expand, whether they contract, what happened to the ribs or the diaphragm? About that you will be explaining. Then write the correct sequence of steps followed during the journey of oxygen, rich blood from the lungs to various organs of the human body. So you should write the sequence, in what sequence the oxygen will be traveling from the lungs to the other parts of the human body. So these are the three questions. You should write in your copy, not in the chat. Children, kindly turn on your video. Sudhamshu, Shivansh, Aryan, Meher, your videos.
Understand.
children, I have uploaded the files of today's class under the resources. So go through those topics. And if in case you have any doubt, you can clarify. And whatever we are doing in the class, I am uploading then and there under the resources. You might have seen the biology folder. So in that, I have kept all the resources, okay? What are the materials we have? So once you have any kind of test and all, you can refer them and you can prepare well for the exam. And if in case you have any doubt exam time also, do let me know, okay? We'll just have a separate session for it. Want, depending on the availability also. Fine, children. Dhruti, when you have exam?
Ma'am, 6.
Topic, which chapter?
Ma'am, this only.
Life process? The full chapter?
No, not the full. Like, they're saying that how much will be completed by this week, they will give.
How much has been completed then?
Ma'am, like nutritional amoeba, or we have to see on the phone. Like, ma'am, this chapter is
Human
very.
digestive system done?
Ma'am, we are
Yes,
doing
and digestive system is done.
like today.
हाँ सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम वाला भी सिर्फ वो फ्लो चार्ट देंगे मतलब और मैम was saying that she will send the syllabus in the group.
Ma'am, they are rushing things, all in all.
I know. Because it's not easy actually, to complete this chapter. It takes very much time. And I think within a less than a week they have completed, I guess, both the topics.
Ma'am, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. How many classes? 4 classes, I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
So they are very fast in that, it means.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, my school has completed circulatory system. A
In
month ago.
a month ago, when your school has been started, Abhinav?
Jan.
So
no, like
Jan is
Feb
like
start.
fine. So see,
Feb's-
Feb, March and April. A month ago means January, Feb and March. 2 months are okay, good to go for that chapter. So it means this chapter is over in your school?
No, ma'am. Like, as far as I remember, we completed the capillaries and stuff. Like, is there
Yes.
something else after circulatory? The
Ma'am,
excretion.
Yes, I think they might have completed in the circulatory system. In that, the blood vessels they might have completed.
Ma'am, ours is the fastest, ma'am. 1 month we did not have teacher, ma'am. But still we completed the chapter.
Great. And still we are actually moving, I think, March, April, and I think soon we are going to start with the May, and it will be like almost 2 months. Because see, I can also run, but I don't want to run because otherwise what happens, we'll get confused. I can take one more topic in today's class, but it's no use because the next topic I'll be starting, then confusion will be there. So it's better to go slow and then win the race rather than running fast and then getting slow down.
Ma'am, majority of us are incompletes.
Incomplete means
Like we did not complete notes.
you should complete it actually, whatever we have
Ma'am,
done, and that's the
I
reason.
completed, ma'am. Others did not.
Okay, others also you should complete it, okay, whatever the work we have done. And again, I'm repeating same thing. It's easy to score until unless you are attentive in the class. If you are very much attentive, definitely, from wherever the question is coming, you can answer them so well. And it's not like the board is creating the magic paper somewhere here and there. The same questions, they are using it in a different way of the version. Fine. So make sure that whatever these sample papers you have, don't open them right away. But yes, once you are done with one chapter, then you open and see what kind of question they have been asking from past few years and all.
Ma'am,
Okay,
boards
children,
have
then
been
we'll.
hyped up since childhood.
That's very true. Actually, only the hype is there, but nothing more than that. You will be getting scared because of that hypeness only. And ultimately, after the exam, once the exam gets over, then you will be laughing on yourself, like what you were doing.
Ma'am, another question I have.
Yeah.
How much more than After this.
See, Dhriti, for respiration, I have taken, I think, only 3 classes. For the transportation, also, I don't be taking much, the much time because, yeah, 3 classes, I think, for transportation and respiration also. It means total 6 classes, 6, 7.
My school transportation was completed in 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
I cannot complete in my, I think, 2, 3 classes also. I have completed 3 classes. I have to see how I'm going to complete it because the flow of blood, the question number 3, actually, what I have gave you is not respiratory system, it's about the transportation. And none of you have asked me, ma'am, is this question related to the respiratory system? It is not respiratory system, it was a transpiratory system, circulatory system actually, the question number 3. So I will be explaining you each and every chambers of it, how does the blood flows. And I hope after the class you will be telling me, ma'am, this is the easiest way actually to understand the flow of blood. So who has completed the transportation of blood? I think Subhansh has said, right? So Subhansh, can you explain me the whole pathway?
Ma'am,
From
in
where it starts and from how?
Ma'am, I also did, but I'm not sure that is correct or not.
ma'am, we have
From where
done.
it starts, how it ends.
We have done in the school, no, that part. So थोड़ा सा आता है.
That's what my question is. From where it starts, how it starts. Impure blood, pure blood, oxygenated, deoxygenated.
Ma'am, it starts from one of the. I also forgot.
Ma'am, the inferior and superior vena cava transports the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium.
Right atrium.
It travels to the
Inferior vena cava will be
no.
transfer. No, superior vena cava will be transferring to the inferior and then to the right atrium. No,
ma'am.
no.
That was what was taught to us. We just learned it.
No.
Ma'am,
No.
pulmonary veins from
I
left
got to say,
atrium to left pulmonary. No, right
see,
up.
these all
Ventricle, then ventricle
confusions,
to
I will, these all confusion, I'll clarify in a very, very simpler way. And after that, it will become very, very easy to remember the chamber. At the same time, you will be knowing how from the body, which part it goes through, which vein or which arteries it comes. So all those things, don't worry, I'll be clarifying it. Fine?
ma'am.
Okay, then children, I think you have the next, okay, today no maths class also for you. And that
Ma'am,
maths class will be compensated on Sunday. Huh? Yeah, Abhinav?
Are we going to have any holidays or some sort of type?
No, no, no,
Sorry.
no. No. Okay, fine, children. Then Riti, don't take tension. Be relaxed.
Thank you.
Okay then. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.